Good morning. Welcome again to Life Connect. This week we're working our way through the sayings of Jesus that are commonly known as the I am sayings. A few years ago I had the privilege, quite a few years ago now, but I think about 1993 or 94, I had the great privilege of going to Israel and shared a room on that trip with Gordon Curley, a fellow counties evangelist down in Hampshire. And one of the places that we visited was known, I think, as the Scripture Gardens. It wasn't one of the physical sites. One of the joys you have on a trip to Israel of going to the sites of many of the occurrences from the Bible, and particularly from the life and times of Jesus. But one of the places we visited was this Scripture Gardens. And it wasn't a physical site where Jesus had performed miracles or taught people or stayed. It was just a centre that had been built and established by Christians where there were lots of little elements built that were like reenactments of how things would have looked when Jesus would have been there. For example, there was a room set up as though it was set up for the Last Supper. There was another little place set aside where there were three very simple and rough wooden crosses. And in one of those parts of the Scripture Gardens was a circle. It was almost a complete circle, but not quite. It was a circle of thorn bushes, local scrub bushes that had been cut and arranged into this circular format. And then there was a gap, so you could walk into the circle and you could walk out of the circle. And our guide, the owner of the Scripture Gardens, who was taking us around, said, "Does anyone know what this is?" And it looked very rough and very unkempt. It was clear it was some kind of enclosure. And one of our fellow travellers said, "Is it a sheep pen?" "Yes," he said, "it's a sheep pen. It's the kind of sheep pen that a rural shepherd would have made in first century Palestine, and indeed shepherds and goat herds still make such sheep pens today. They would cut some of the local shrub and scrub bushes and they would form them into a circle. And he'd say, "But did anyone notice that there is a gap?" Yes, there was a gap. He said, "Sheep are not likely to stay if there's a gap in the pen. Why do you think there's a gap?" Again, it was very obvious. There was a door that was missing. The gate to the sheep pen was absent. And now when Jesus speaks, when Jesus gives this I am statement, it makes sense. Have that picture in your mind. "Truly I tell you," says Jesus in John 10 verse 7, "I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. I am the gate of the sheep." Yes, said our guide. The shepherd would gather the sheep into the pen. He would make sure that they're safe and secure. And then he himself would lie in the gap. He became the door for the sheep, the guarantor for their safety and their security. And in the morning, as the sun would be coming up, when they were ready to go again to pasture, this nomadic shepherd would stand up, the door would be open, and the sheep would be able to move from the security of the fold out into the pasture, led by the shepherd who cared for them. "I'm the good shepherd," says Jesus. "I'm the door for the sheep." And so the shepherd and the door, the gate, are one and the same. And it's Jesus. And Jesus invites you and invites me to come into the security of his sheep pen, to come into the security and the sanctity of his fold. And so he invites us to come to him and to enter into security through him. I am the door of the sheep. I am the gate. Come to me. Come through me. And I will guarantee you entrance into security and opportunity to enjoy pasture. I've come that you might have life in all its fullness. But you only have life, says Jesus, if you're willing to come and go through me. Well, as you enter life, coming and going, there's not a lot of coming and going at the moment in this lockdown pandemic era. But as we come and go, as we do our business and meet our families and start to, we hope, move out into a brave new world, why go on your own? Why not go with Jesus, the guarantor of your security, the one who will keep you safe? Not just a physical safety and security, but this is about keeping us eternally. Those that the Father gives me, says Jesus in the Gospel of John, no one shall pluck them from my hand. If you come to Jesus, you're safe and secure, and even death itself, as we'll think about over the next couple of days, even death itself cannot rob the good life from you because you have security in Jesus. So may you know what it is to come to Jesus, the Good Shepherd, and to discover that the Shepherd himself is the door to security and the gateway to the good life. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Take care. Bye-bye.